Hey, thank you so much for joining me today. We are on year 2, summer 1, and this is the first day. I'm super excited because now I have a lot better understanding of the game and of what we need to do. So once I get done planting these melons, I'm going to go grab the red cabbage seed. I want to make sure I plant that. And we're going to go see about knocking out some of these bundles. I'm kind of excited to get the community center knocked out as much as I can. We hopefully we'll be able to knock out at least 4 or 5 bundles, but I'm not sure which ones are going to be done first. It was here on day 3, after we had upgraded our coop, that we could go ahead and get a duck. This was the first day that she was actually at the desk and we could ask Marnie for the duck. So I'm happy that we were able to get the little baby, and then I gave her a couple gifts. As you can see, the purple underpants are in that room back there, and we're not able to reach it because we're not friends enough with Marnie. So that is going to be another goal for this summer, is to befriend Marnie long enough to go ahead and get Mara Lewis's purple underpants back. On day 4, we went ahead and built the bridge to the tide pools, so that way we could go ahead and get the sea urchins and the other little goodies that kind of in that area. And we did end up running into an old man over here saying that there is something that we can get from him, but we're not quite ready for it. So I'm not sure what that is, but I wonder when we're going to be ready for it. I'm kind of excited. If I remember correctly, this is where you get like some kind of pendant, which is very important for the late game, but I'm not 100% sure about that. It's been a very long time, but I'm excited to see nonetheless. Starting off day 5, I decided to go see if the traveling merchant was in town, and luckily enough they were. We were able to pick up a sunfish, which is what we needed for one of the bundles, a spicy eel, because you can never have enough spicy eels just laying around, and a rare seed. It turns out the sunfish that we had already picked up is the last fish that we needed for the river fish bundle, and I was pretty excited to finish this one off, as I would really like to knock out as many of these fish bundles as we can for the entirety of summer, as some of them are summer specific, and there are a few that are going to be a little more difficult to catch, but I'm up for the challenge. Sunday, we decided to go back to the traveling merchant, and we were able to get some wool. We picked up a snail, and I picked up these other rare seeds that we needed. Well, we didn't need them, but I wanted to get as many of them as I possibly could, but we did get a few items that we needed for the bundles. On day 8, we actually got all the melons that we needed for the quality crops bundle. I thought I also needed the pumpkins, so I did save quite a bit of pumpkin seeds from last year, but thankfully all we had to do was add the melons and we were good to go. Also on day 8, we ended up turning in the basket to Linus that he had lost. I had completely forgotten about this quest for a while. I'm not sure why, but we were able to get it to him nonetheless, and that kind of makes me happy, as he so far has kind of been my favorite character. I mean, as far as he can be, being the hermit that lives up in the mountains, but I think he's really cool either way. On day 15, it was actually Kent that sent us a letter asking if we had any star fruit to give to his wife for their anniversary, which we were growing some star fruit and they were ready to be harvested. I was kind of excited about that. We will not only be able to help Kent out, but we'll also be able to try making some star fruit wine. I drop off the star fruit to Kent, finishing off another quest and hopefully raising our friendship level. I have been trying to raise all of the hearts for all of the people in the town, slowly but surely, just so that way we can try to get full friendship, I guess. I'm not really sure if that does anything for the game, but I feel like it should be an important thing since it is an option. Day 17, we were actually able to finish the fodder bundle, which is pretty nice. I'm not really sure what we're going to do with the rest of this, but I'll take it. And we got the heater, which I promptly put in our coop for our chickens and our ducks. On day 18, we were trying to finish one of the fishing bundles, and I ran into Penny. I gave her a diamond because it seems like everyone loves diamonds for everyone that I've given them to so far, so I thought it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and give her one. And we were able to finish one of the bundles after we got the bullhead. Now we have very little left to do as far as it goes with the fish. Hopefully I'll be able to finish this one very soon. I think the last one that we'll need is the walleye. And on day 22, we finished the specialty fish bundle. I'm going to get the wood skip right now. We have to get it from the enchanted forest, which I had just recently found. I'm so curious about the monkey though. On day 23, we actually have this little moment with Penny and George, where Penny goes to help George and is just kind of a little rude about it. Now, I did feel really bad about this scenario, but it did make George seem a little bit nicer overall. But Penny does just kind of show him out of the way, and then we come in and let her know that that might not have been the nicest way of doing it, and that's why he was so upset with her about it. On day 25, we replaced all of our fencing with iron fencing as the wood was slowly breaking down and falling apart. I don't want our ducks or anything else getting out, and we did extend it all the way up so that way the ducks could get to the water, which I heard improves their happiness even faster. I'm not fully sure about that, but better safe than sorry. After finishing with the ducks, we went over to our new barn to check on our cows that we have. Of course, they were too young to really produce any milk, but I still wanted to love on them and drop them off some hay so that way we can go ahead and start them growing and getting hearts. On the 26th, we drop off a pale ale with Pam, which she was on the way to the bus, so I'm a little concerned about her driving in that nature, but either way, we still needed to complete this quest. It was from year 1, so we are drastically far behind, but we got it done nonetheless. Starting fall, day 1, we actually got the duck feather so we could finish the bundle for Emily. Thankfully, we got another seed maker, which I kind of needed so that way we could get things a little more in order, and all I have left is a few other ones. We're really kind of running up pretty quickly on finishing all of these, and hopefully we'll be fully done within the next, I'd say 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully, but you never know. On day 5, the traveling cart was actually there, so we went ahead and picked up a few things, some mayonnaise, a squid, which I actually needed the squid for one of the quests, so I picked it up, and now we're going to go turn it in. Along with the squid, I also picked up a walleye, so I went ahead and turned that into the night fishing bundle, finishing that bundle and finishing the fish tank all together. It's actually day 7 that we end up running into Willy after we had finished the fish tank bundle. They had cleared this little path into the caves. Willy was standing up there and he gave us a rundown of what we can do. This was pretty exciting as gold panning is something that I actually like to do in real life. While I was heading down to the beach, I remembered that Gus had asked for a lobster, so I went ahead, went to our lobster traps, found one, and dropped it off to him to finish up his quest. On day 8, we gave Marnie the amaranth that she had asked for before, finishing off her quest in the meantime. Also on day 8, we ended up getting the large milk, which I was able to go ahead and finish the bundle off, and that is also the pantry fully complete. In the middle of the night, the Junimos came and fixed up the greenhouse, running out a raccoon, which we will meet later on in the series. Since we had the greenhouse now, I went ahead and put down some iridium sprinklers that I did have laying around and planted our starfruit plus the rare seed that we had gotten. I don't know what it grows into, but I'm kind of excited. The morning of day 13, Evelyn actually came to see us and she gave us a little plant pot. She also gave us the recipe to make more of them, which I was pleasantly surprised with and pretty excited about because that means that we can also plant things inside of our shed and around the edges of the greenhouse, so we can kind of capitalize on making as much money as possible. Day 14, we added the fried egg to the chef's bundle. At the fair, we did go ahead and start trying to make the money to be able to get the few things that I wanted to get here, including the rare crow. And I will say that this spinning wheel seems to be the easiest way to make the most amount of money all at one time. While many people say that if you just constantly bet on green, you will kind of always win. I think they said it's roughly a 70% chance that it will always land on green. I think I'm the exception for this because when I got a little bit higher up, I lost probably 2,000 to 3,000 star tokens before I actually got where I needed to go. I landed on orange probably half the time, which kind of made me sad, but it is what it is. We got what we needed either way. On day 20, we dropped off a truffle to the chef's bundle, leaving the only thing being the poppy, which I'm not able to get in the fall, so that will kind of have to wait. That means that the community center will not be done this year, unfortunately, unless we get it in the traveling cart. We drop off a battery to Pam, who had asked for one, completing her quest, and then we head back to the farm. We're going to spend the next few days kind of sleeping and just checking up on our starfruit and our kegs. There's really not much to do at this current moment, as we are waiting on certain things to finish. Waking up on day 8, I had forgotten to collect the money from the Staff of Power after dropping off an iridium bar to the wizard. Now there's only 2 quests left to be done, the one for Shishimi and the shadowy figure. For the first half of day 8, we're going to spend most of it turning these into seeds, the strawberries, and the majority of the starfruit. We're going to hold some of the starfruit so that way we can make starfruit wine, but this is kind of going to be just a long task that we're going to do anyways. After once again beating everybody at ice fishing, we get a prize ticket from Mayor Lewis, which I will turn in a little bit later as I still have 2 or 3 more in my bank chest that I need to find. On day 12, we actually went and we took all of our geodes and everything else that we had found throughout the entire year, cracked them all open, and dropped them off at the museum. Now, I wasn't really going for a specific pattern here, but I did want to keep most of the gems and like shiny things up at the top, and the bones and kind of drab things off to the left, but at this point, we're just throwing it all on there and seeing what kind of rewards we have. We did have a rare crow, which I was kind of excited for, as it looked like a stone version of a raccoon, which I love raccoons. On the morning of day 13, Gunther came to tell us, thanking us for putting so many things in the museum and giving us a key to a vault. On day 14, we decided to delve in to the vault, coming down here, and we meet a little friend over here. His name turns out to be Krobus. He is very wary of people, which is completely understandable. So am I, Krobus. You're definitely a vibe. Krobus has a little shop where I bought a void egg because I wasn't sure what would come out of it. I was just kind of experimenting and kind of excited. He also had a star drop fruit, which I went ahead and got, increasing our energy level substantially. We had to catch a lingcod, and I will say that this fish gave me probably the longest and hardest fight that I've ever had in this game with any fish, or honestly with anything. It took me a full 5 minutes of fighting with the same exact fish to finally catch it, just so I could go turn it in for this quest. Thankfully, it's over and done with, and I don't have to fight with it anymore. I then went to go see Krobus because I just wanted to see how he was doing. I like Krobus. He seems to be a really nice person, or creature, I'm not sure, but I enjoy his presence nonetheless. I dropped the lingcod off with Willie, and he was super nice, but it didn't feel good enough for how long it took to catch that fish. And then we just kind of stuck around so that way we could go ahead and talk to all these merchants. On day 24, we went to go find Penny so that way I could give her a diamond and talk to her. We ran into the trailer and Penny asked us to help clean up. This scene was actually kind of heartbreaking because Penny's mom, Pam, comes in and starts yelling and is extremely upset that Penny allowed us into the house and even asked us to help clean up. While I do understand that that is embarrassing, we did it anyways because we like Penny, and it really didn't take too long. It was only a couple minutes, but either way, it is what it is. Afterwards, we went right back in and went ahead and gave a diamond to Penny so that way we could talk to her and get our hearts up with her. Day 25, we go to the gift exchange and give Evelyn a diamond. Emily turned out to be our gift giver, and she gave us an emerald, which is very nice, and I do like stones, so that kind of works out in the end for us either way. Ending year 2 off, Grandpa actually comes to us as a ghost and lets us know that we are doing an amazing job and how he misses us. It was a very heart-touching moment. He also gave us 3 out of 4 candles lit over in his little shrine, which kind of made me pretty happy. But I wasn't sure how to take it overall. It just means that, for me, I don't think we hit the pinnacle of what we could, but I'm still happy nonetheless. Thank you, Grandpa. Rest easy.